Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the new top Snow Stomper Dream Realm team, and it is using Harak, of course, and it is a formation very similar to yesterday in Necrodrakon. Now it is going to be an RNG related formation. For example, Splash has run it 4 times, other people have had to run it like 4 to 5 times in order to get their top score, but when it goes, it is going to deal much more damage than the next best team option, which I've done a lot of testing. I've done all 20 attempts from my own account because I don't have Harak, right? So I'll show you the scores that those teams were getting as well. Okay, so this is the damage output. Splash managed to get 76.7 billion damage on his 4th attempt with this team formation. I'll show you the formation, and credit to Atraxi for coming up with this formation here. So let's just go ahead and pull that up here. Okay, main phraesto in front of Harak will always have to be the case to give energy to Harak so that he can keep up his ultimate cycling. And especially with the resonating spell, it does better. You're going to have the illusion phraesto in front of the main phraesto, and Mikola just way in the front, so that the eat order will be to eat Mikola from the Harak, then the illusion of phraesto ideally, and then like either Rainier or re-eat the illusion depending on the HP ratio of the allies on your team. So let's go ahead and take a look at the replay. A lot of people have sent me replays, and it seems like we don't know the best charms for these heroes. Some people are running sorcery charms on Harak, some people are running butcher charms. Both seem to be doing pretty well, and for Lily May, sorcerer charms are going to be the best. And for the other heroes, you want to have arcane charms onto Mikola, but he did not have that yet. Okay, so Mikola runs straight up to the middle, and she is the frontmost in your team placement. Also, she's tanking the most damage from the boss, so she's going to be the first target eaten by Harak, assuming no one drops below her in HP ratio. Okay, so perfect. Lily May dealt the most damage, and she was going to get snowballed by the boss, but she was able to dodge it with Rainstorm Ballet, which was the same as like how we had teams structured in the past. But then the next Yeti Cell or Snowman is gonna go off onto Lily May. But the thing about Harak, when he kills a Snowman, it seems like it resets the duration and of his Flesh Feast. I don't know if it gives him kill stacks, because like the Snowman, technically he wouldn't have like any attack. I don't know if he does, but it does reset the duration of his Flesh Feast, so then he will not eat the next target as quickly. But then here we go, he's going to eat the illusion of phraesto, which is again perfect. That's what we want to happen, like to eat Mikola, then to eat the illusion. But this is the thing you're going to notice, that he doesn't eat as much as the other bosses, because killing the Snowman resets his Flesh Feast buff, and then he doesn't have to eat as much in this fight. Okay, there we go. Now he's eaten 3 times all of the key heroes on the team, because again, phraesto isn't dealing a lot of damage for this boss because your Mikola gets eaten right at the beginning. And like phraesto needs to have Mikola haste buffing him, and usually even like Shakira buffing him with attack in order to deal high damage. So he's just basically, phraesto is basically food for the Harak. But it is still important to have the plus 15 exclusive equipment phraesto so that you have multiple like additional food for Harak. So here, really quick kill with the Tidal Assault from Harak, and then he's able to recast it, and there you go, 76.7 billion damage, and it's insane. Honestly, Harak is doing so well in the 3 bosses we've seen so far. And now up next is going to be Orison. And I feel like for Orison, the Ludovic team was so strong, and now with the Ludovic charms, I think that is still going to be the best team. I wonder if Harak will have a place in Orison. I think that will be one of the most difficult challenges for him, along with Lone Gaze as well. But for the other bosses, Crystal Beetle, Alpha Bear, I could imagine that he could be the best option for them as well. So overall, Harak is a super dominant hero, and he is a much bigger priority than Talene, but still you need to build phraesto first. At least the Supreme plus 15 exclusive equipment so that he can be food for the Harak at the very least. You're still running phraesto in all of the Harak teams. Let's take a look at another replay here. So we have a replay from Himmel, and he, even with legendary charms Harak, he got 74 billion damage to show you that this team is really strong. And once he gets the Mythic Plus charms, it's going to be on another level as well. So we can watch again the order of how he Eats everything, which should be the same. I think the RNG involved is that you want Lily May to Rainstorm Ballet the first snowman, like right there. And you want the E order to be correct, which is first go for Mikola and then the illusion of Phraesto. And most of the time it should be that, but the timing is just a big thing for Snow Stomper. And now the second best team options if you don't have Harak. For me, actually, it was better when I ran Shakira, now that I have Shakira's full charm set, than running the Phraesto team. But I think when I get Phraesto charms, maybe Mikola and Smoky charms as well, then it might be better for me to go back to running the standard Phraesto team as well for Snow Stomper. But I'll show you guys the formations for those if you don't have Harak and you want to run those teams. Now for Snow Stomper specifically, Harak will really need the Supreme Plus to keep his ultimate casting uptime. Otherwise, without that energy recovery, he's not able to permanently cycle his ultimate, and the Snow Stomper boss will prevent him and silence him from casting his ultimate. But each time, like with the Supreme Plus, he's able to cast his ultimate, and then he has that immunity after casting from the resonating spell, and then he's not able to get silence, and he's able to permanently cast. So here you really need Supreme Plus on the Harak. Okay, so 16 seconds left, 66 billion damage, and again the E order was pretty much perfect. Other than that final one, he could have eaten the Phraesto illusion instead of the main Phraesto there. That would have been better. However, at this point in the match, it doesn't really matter because Phraesto is not going to be dealing that much anyway. So Harak has just been insane. And yeah, this is just like further cementing his status as a must-pull hero that you really want to focus on after your Phraesto is built. Like, minimum, you need to get Phraesto to Supreme plus 15 exclusive equipment, but then after that, better to go for Harak than going for talene, for example. Okay, so we've watched those replays. There was another replay sent to me, but we have already pretty much seen the team in action. And now we're going to take a look at some other options if you don't have those heroes. So for me, my top team was this one that I've shared in the formations. And was this Shakira team that did 63 billion damage for me. I think if I did more runs, I could get higher. But basically, we have the Mystic Charms on Shakira to give more power from his Lupine's Aura attack buff in his wolf form. And you have Sorcery Charms. Well, I actually got my best score with the Gale Charms on Lily May. But then after that, I crafted Sorcery Charms. I wasn't able to improve the score. But I think generally Sorcery Charms are better for Lily May. And then finally, Smokey, you just need to give him Charms that give him skill power, because that will increase the attack buff that he provides from his Aura. And for Mikola, you want to give her Arcane Charms, because those give her attack and skill power to again increase her attack buff for her ally team. So that is a great team that you can run. The other good team options, I'm going to show you the formations. And even though this didn't do as well for me, it has a potential of doing better. You have the main Phraesto in front of the Smokey, and the Illusion in front of Rainier, Mikola, and Lily May off to the side. And with the resonating spell onto Smokey. This one, highest I got 62 billion, but I think with better RNG I could get higher than that. Some people with this team have even gotten like 70 billion. So I think this is a really RNG related team, but it can end up doing really well for you if things go well. And then apart from that, we have one other formation, which was one of the previous best teams. And this one only got under 61 billion for me, but this is another team which is considered top. Main Phraesto in front of Lily May, and Illusion in front of Rainier, and Mikola off to the side. Again, resonating spell on the Smokey. So those are basically the different teams you can try. Ludovic was not working for this boss because his damage output was really low, and he got snowballed like at the beginning of the fight, and that like throws everything off, because then you're not able to permanently dodge the snowball with the Lily May Rainstorm Ballet, for example. So I think that was probably the reason why that wasn't great. So anyway, guys, hopefully this recaps the top endless teams for right now. Harak is again going to be the top option for Snow Stomper. But like we mentioned, after this, we're going to have Orison. And I believe that Orison, the previous best team, which was Ludovic, Mikola, oriented team with Elsa, I don't see how Harak is going to improve that team. So I think Harak will probably not be best in Orison. We'll have to see. Crystal Beetle, I think It's difficult because in Crystal Beetle, like, your magic damage dealers deal more damage. However, I do think Harak is going to be crazy in Crystal Beetle, and maybe even for Alpha Bear. But Lone Gaze and Orson, I think those are going to be the bosses, and even King Croaker. Those are basically the three bosses which I think Harak will struggle with the most, but we'll have to wait and see whether he will be the best option for them. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think about Harak so far, and if you're recruiting for him. But just make sure to get your Rainier to Mythic Plus first, and then your Phraesto to at least Supreme, plus 15 exclusive equipment, or to Supreme Plus, and then go for Harak after that. That is your optimal build order. But talene has become less relevant for Dream Realm compared to now Harak, the domination that he has. But thanks for watching, guys. That's coming up for this video. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.